Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? That's nice. Inshallah ta'ala, as you guys are tuning in, say salam where you're from, and Sheikh Yahya will be with us momentarily. Say salam where you're from. Shutta wa Kammoon. Ya ahlan wa sahlan. Saying salams where you're from. Ya ahlan wa sahlan. Shabina in the UK, wa alaikum assalam, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Trisha, always tuning in, jazakallah khairan. From Philly, wa alaikum assalam. Shutta wa Kammoon. I got Nurin chill session again. That's correct. Amira in Kuala Lumpur. Wa alaikum assalam. Amira, welcome. Fartoon, wa alaikum assalam. Jazakallah khair for always tuning in. Sayyid Junaidi Usman Al Aidid from Indonesia. I love Indonesia. Saya or Shah. Aisha, your first time tuning into our Shutta wa Kammoon episode. Welcome, Aisha. Abdi, wa alaikum assalam. Iwa. Walaikum assalam from KL. We're waiting for Sheikh Yahya Ibrahim. Benak ya Sheikh. Oh, there he is. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Zayak.
Yeah, I'm good. Alhamdulillah. It's good to see you, man. How you been?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Alhamdulillah. Nice. All right. I'm just going to share out the link then. How you doing today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. It's interesting. These headphones serve no purpose other than just to hear you, but I'm using the mic from the camera.
Alhamdulillah.
So it looks all fancy, but it's nothing.
So what did you get up to today, Sheikh?
Today I got up to nothing. It's the home quarantine Jummah.
I know it's that weird, awkward question that Australians ask to people who aren't in Australia. So what did you get up to today?
What did you get up to today? Did you see that video of the guy that was running to the masjid and he was so excited?
No, I haven't. Oh, I gotta.
It's like the masajid are open. The masajid are open, and he was like recording himself. And I love the video because I can, I'm waiting for that. The masajid are open. I think I have no purpose going outside except if the masjids are open. Other than that, everything's online and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum to those who are tuning in. We got Zenit from Guelph, Ontario. Interesting. Queens. Razleen, what's the topic tonight? No, Razleen, we're just chilling. There's no topic. It's a chill session, decompression. Saleh says, I've been enjoying Shutta wa Kammoon. Bring the nerd stuff on.
All right. I don't know if I approve of that public service announcement there. I don't know.
The funny thing is, if for nerdy things, you got to go to Sheikh Yahya. He knows the nerdy stuff.
I'll accept that from you, Sheikh. That's true.
Let's not get started about that.
Well, we won't give evidence to that yet. It'll come out on its own, I guess, inshallah. This
past week I've been doing this post Ramadan 5-day challenge and it's been really wild. Alhamdulillah, we had something like 1,200 people join.
Okay, so that description has been wild. Like, well, what is that?
Wild.
Uncaged.
Okay, what does it's been wild mean? I think the interaction. So we've had consistent interaction. Every time we went live, there's about 250 people with us on live. And when I see people taking action and getting back into that Ramadan spirit, really makes me happy. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, mashallah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to kind of jumping in and joining a little bit. Maybe, what is it, tomorrow, inshallah?
I think Sunday. Would you guys like Sheikh Yahya to join in the post-Ramadan 5-day challenge?
I think I need to. I need at least one day, inshallah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
What would you talk about, Sheikh?
See, because I know the kind of stuff, it's very difficult, I guess, to kind of speak after you. I always like to speak before you. Do you remember those Hajj days?
so you can steal my content.
Yeah,
I'll have to do a different lecture.
I'm still taking some of your material, bro. Like half my Jumu'ah today was probably like Sheikh Muhammad in like the 80s, 90s. No. So no, look, in all honesty, I think I want to talk a little bit about tawakkul, trusting, how dua kind of works, because actually tomorrow, I do this sacred formula kind of thing where we're looking at the dua of some of the prophets. So tomorrow, last week we studied Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and tomorrow is another prophet. I'm not going to tell you who. You got to jump on, inshallah, and join us. And it's just at yahyabrahim.com/live. So when we're going to look at how the prophets of Allah kind of put that together. But the one theme that you can connect with a golden thread, each and every prophet, is that they demonstrate, not just speak about tawakkul. So they kind of show it in their attitude, in the word choice, in the follow up, in the follow through, like all throughout. Whether you're looking at Zakaria, who's looking for a child, or Sulaiman, who's looking for a kingdom, or our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who's looking for rahmah for his ummah, all of them kind of demonstrate those essentials of tawakkul. That you kind of give it up to Allah while doing your part, and it's part and parcel. It's like two wings that keep you afloat.
Sheikh, there was a poem that I said in one of my lectures, and it's become my jam these past days, and I'm gonna present it to you right now.
All right, bismillah, do it, bro.
All right, I need to pull it out first. The frog poem. It is so legit. I love it. Frogs. I just have to type frog and it will come, because it's like, this is the jam right now.
It's the quick index.
Posts I have posted. 1 second. The jam. Hey, what?
You got it ready?
I got it ready. Lessons from the frog. It's the post-Ramadan. Okay, so here it is. It's called Two Frogs in Cream. And you see in the comments, here comes the frogs. It's called Two Frogs in Cream. Two frogs fell into a can of cream, or so I've heard it told. The sides of the can were shiny and steep. The cream was deep and cold. Oh, what's the use, croaked number one. 'Tis fate, no help's around. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, sad world. And weeping still, he drowned. But number two, of sterner stuff, dog paddled in surprise, the while he wiped his creamy face and dried his creamy eyes. I'll swim a while at least, he said, or so I've heard he said. It really wouldn't help the world if one more frog were dead. An hour or two he kicked and swam, not once he stopped to mutter, but kicked and swam and kicked, then hopped out via butter. The end. What do you think?
Wait. So I heard that same poem, but not as a poem, about two mice that fell in milk. One of them churned, the other one drowned. So that's the cliff notes of the frog poem, people. In case you weren't listening to that extended Shakespearean play of Sheikh Mohammed, there were two rats.
Rats. Well, they have frogs in here. They have frogs.
Oh, that's funny. I love it.
All right, so let's do tafsir of this.
Okay, but listen, we're actually proving that sister's nerdiness point, man. We gotta elevate, man.
We gotta rise above
water and talking about frogs churning butter.
So this point in the thing, he says, the world doesn't need another dead frog. I really love this statement, and I kept coming back to it because a lot of people have the attitude of the world doesn't need me. That's their negative self-taught. What I love about what this frog is saying, he's like, actually, the world doesn't need another dead frog. There's so many people whose dreams have died. So many people have not taken action. So if you're thinking about what the world doesn't need, it doesn't need you being lazy and procrastinating. It's already got a whole bunch of those people. The world actually needs us to take action. What do you think?
I like it. The English of it was really nice as well. You know, the whole rhythm and rhyme kind of thing. I think it's I think one of the things that we miss out on in some of the khutab in English as well is like the poeticness. Do you know what I mean? Like when you listen to it bil Arabi and you're sitting there in the haram or like you're in Egypt or something, and then the guy just, you know, and he's talking about a soul or about love, and it's like, whoa, you know, and you want to write it down so you don't forget it. And it kind of makes you think about the hikam, you know, that some of the things that, you know, my grandparents would say to me, I'm sure some of the things your grandparents would say to you, that you don't hear anymore, and it's almost kind of getting stamped out. So I think the poetry as well kind of gives you that hook.
Sometimes, I don't know, in the Arabic, when there's a little bit too much poetry, I think it's just like fluff.
Oh, the singy stuff, yeah.
Like I'm like, just get to the main point, okay? Yeah. Like, and this and that and that and this and this and that and that and this. Like, so what happened?
Yeah.
You know,
I can definitely go too far, but I think like istishhad b'shi'r is got this level of Sheikh Yasser Birjas, he shared something earlier, and then I kind of shared it on my Facebook page. There was this and on my Instagram. It's a short poem, about 30-40 seconds of a brother singing it, and it's got the English translation there about recovering from pain, and if it's dark, you know, the Fajr is coming, and it just has a little bit of a twist to it. So if there was an animal, Sheikh, you characterize yourself with, is it that frog or?
So interesting. So animals, interestingly, the animal that I used to relate to is the eagle, because it flies high, and it flies alone. And that used to be my style, which is, you know what, fly high, do my own thing, keep away from me, kind of thing. But I think I've since changed since then, and now I like the analogy of the wolf. The wolf is a leader, but they run in packs, and you know, so you got a collection of wolves, a wolf pack, and then they go. So that's my current animal thing. What about you?
Animal?
You'll be like, you know, تعرف الجمل.
Well, look, you know, the Prophet ﷺ, he would characterize people by their descriptions as well, right? So he characterized much of us as like camels. There's very few camels that are suitable for riding. I thought that was always a powerful statement of the Nabi ﷺ. I think one of the, I guess, animals that I connect with was, you know, anything that swims. Like I always was drawn to just that expanse, and that there's just, you know, there's just so much water. It's just, you can go anywhere. There aren't really boundaries. Like there's no borders in an ocean, really. So I don't want to say a shark, and I don't want to say a dolphin, but like a bigger fish, like maybe a manta ray.
Yeah. Gentle, majestic.
Yeah, maybe a nurse shark.
So you're asking this question because you did relate to that frog, eh? Because he was swimming.
I kind of did, yeah. So, in my mind, he churned the butter.
Yeah.
I was speaking to YQ today, Yasser Khadi online on our thing. And I was like, Shutta Kammoon, bro, it's where it's at. And we need some mint chutney on the side. You want to jump in? So he goes, what? You think I'll be the mint chutney? No, man, I'm more fierce than Muhammad, bro. I'm the Shutta in this relationship. I was like, oh, okay.
He's like Indian Shutta.
Yeah, so I just remembered him now because we were talking about the ocean. So I told him, look, you come on, we'll talk about diving or something, and we'll see where we go from there. Inshallah.
Yeah, you can handle spices. How about you? Can you handle spices?
Ooh, so today it was the first time I've ever had it, man, and I was causing a little bit of controversy on my social media with who does it better. Who does nasi better, the Indonesians or the Malaysians? And of course, I have so many Malaysians that follow me more regularly. So they took over, man. It was like, nah, it's nasi lemak. It's nasi. I didn't have the heart to say, listen, that was a pretty good nasi uduk or whatever you call it. It was legit, man.
So what does nasi mean to the non-initiated?
Nasi is rice. Yeah, so it's like, who does the rice better? Yeah, and I thought, mashallah. So it was really spicy, and that's kind of what got me. The sambal that's made here in Southeast Asia with Malaysia and Indonesia and Thailand. It's a little bit different to what you would have like in Canada or America. That Thai food, they call it Thai food. It's not really Thai food, actually. Yeah. It's a lot sweeter and a lot different.
Noodles and stuff.
So that was.
Did you know? Okay, so here's a fun fact. There was the Time magazine had a list of the world's top, I think 50 or 100 meals, like the most popular meals in the world. Do you know what number one was? Can you imagine?
Is it voted by normal people?
I don't know how but it made the list. Like if this food had a Facebook page, it would say voted number one food by Time magazine in the world.
I would say like a burger, man. Most people will go for a burger or a pizza.
Burger is international, yeah, I'm sure. What are the Canadian foods that made the list? What do you think?
Oh, you gotta have like
something Canadian.
Canadian-y. What, bagels and cream cheese?
I think no, try again.
Montreal bagels, man. You can't go wrong with that.
No, poutine.
Oh,
poutine, because that's our Canadian thing, right? How can you not know that?
Oh my God, yeah.
So we have to take your passport back.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, here they sell poutine, but they use cheese instead of like the cheese curd. It's just
the real one.
Yeah.
The number one food on the Time magazine list is a Thai food.
Is it?
And it is masanam.
What's that?
You don't know masanam?
Masanam. Are you saying that?
So, yeah, probably not. but here's the thing. Egyptians actually make this. Masanam is...
Okay, that's such an Egyptian thing to say, bro. Look, we've been around for 10,000 years, all right? So you Thai people, it was invented by us.
So I'm not saying we invented it, but when Egyptians try to make beef curry...
Yeah.
Okay? It's masanam. It's Thai masanam. It's the same thing. So the Egyptians are trying to copy the Indians and the Pakistanis, but they're actually making Thai masanam.
All right.
So let's just say salam to some people who've tuned in. We've got Shayma. Wa alaikum assalam, Shayma. We're still here. And Aisha Ma'al Abrar. Wa alaikum assalam, Aisha. Trisha says, I just had a bagel with cream cheese now. And she's from Philly.
Oh, sweet.
Home of cream cheese. Home of what else? Philly is home of Philly cheesesteaks. So, Sheikh, I have a story about Philly cheesesteak. So, when I was living in Maryland,
Yep.
there was a halal restaurant, Pizza Roma, down the road from our Islamic school, and they had the most awesome. It was called a cheeseburger sub, and it was like my number one meal, cheeseburger sub. So in 2015, I got the chance to visit Maryland just for like half a day. Didn't even say salam to anybody, but I drove through and I went to Pizza Roma and they didn't recognize me. And I'm like, I need the cheeseburger sub. I need to taste it so that I'll, never care about this anymore. I'll eat it. It won't be as good as I remember it, and I can move on with my life.
I can see where this is going.
The problem was, it was even better than I remember.
Absolutely.
Now I have to go back to the U.S. just to have that cheeseburger sub. I have never found something better like that. Do you have something like that? Places you go, I have to get that one dish.
Look, definitely in different cities, there'll be different experiences. And you know how we travel kind of thing because we're expatriates and we live away from, I live away from Toronto. So when I'm back in Toronto, so I'm going to give some shout outs here. All right. So one of my first stops is Hamdi's.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Let me just read this. Let me just read this. I'll put it up here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Aisha Malabrar says, I'll let you continue the story, but it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you both tried Somali rice with sukara banana?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Hamdi is legit, man. Their lamb cutlets, anything from Hamdi was super good. Now, I know there's a lot of other brothers who open up some joints, but Hamdi is just where I grew up, like, next to Khalid bin Walid, and it was, legit. Another one, and inshallah we're there together. So there's a place up in Albion in Toronto called Drupati. Have you ever had Trinidadian doubles? Where it's like this curry paste inside of this freshly fried bread. And you could get it goat, you could get it lamb. Those are the things you can't get in Australia. You can't get it in Dubai, you can't get it in Mecca, you can't get it, anywhere else in the world. So Drupati, woo, Sheikh, that's some fire right there, man.
Farzana says, Assalamu alaikum, you have to try Guyanese beef curry.
Absolutely. We're old friends, man. Beef curry and Guyanese are two words that go together.
My Caribbean go-to is the jerk chicken.
You know what else, man? You know what I'm craving right now? Subhanallah. There's nowhere you can get it in Australia. I don't even know. I don't think I could get it shipped. Jamaican beef patties. Have you had that? How long's it been? The halal stuff, man. It's, or a bean pie, from those Nation of Islam guys that walk around downtown Toronto. Would you like a pie, brother? Would you like a pie?
I'm not as cultured as you would think. I'm like, I need to try these things.
So those are kind of things that I'd love to have right now. So you're kind of deprived from them, irrespective of where you go, Sheikh. There's going to be a place that you kind of, but that, because it's kind of home to me. You can't go wrong with a double Tim Hortons drive-through that the coffee's ready before your car pulls in, and you throw like $1.25 change or whatever it is in the, you know what I mean?
Sometimes I go to the drive-through at Tim Hortons and they're so fast. I'm like, you guys need to slow down a little bit. They're throwing the money at you, throwing the drink, and then I'm like, come on, calm down. Yes.
Yeah. So Sister Faiza said, Trinidad doubles, chickpeas, and bread. MashaAllah. Yeah. But the sister over there at Drupati, she used to put a little bit of goat for me, We go back. So, mashallah. Also, bamiyan. You must have had bamiyan in Toronto, Mississauga.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, it sounds familiar. Yeah.
Bamiyan, it's like an Afghan joint with, Kabuli palau. And, so that's really, how I like the Bukhara thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a brother from Uzbekistan tune in here. I don't know if he's still here. Islam. Let me just see.
Is there an OV at the bottom of his name?
No, he's from Islamuddin Sirajuddinov. I know Islamuddin from Uzbekistan. I don't know if he's still here. Islamuddin, Sheikh Yahya loves. Do we tell them the
Sufi rice, Bukhari rice.
Bukhari rice? Stories of Uzbekistan. So for me, the big thing with Uzbekistan was the natural taste of the food there.
Yeah,
just
yeah, the
awesome.
tomatoes and the onion. Even the onion was sweet, man. Like it had this, you know, it didn't have that aftertaste, that bitterness, that sulfuric kind of taste. Yeah, subhanallah. No, I love Uzbekistan, Sheikh. Wallahi, it's like a place I can go every couple of months. It's like just the way the culture and the vibe of the people, everybody's, you know, yeah. Just the safety aspect of it as well. MashaAllah.
So you've been busy online and stuff, doing lots of things online these days?
This week, just on the weekend, I'm going to have some nice stuff coming out, mashallah. But last weekend, I was recording a few things. We spoke a little bit about that and so on. And I went out and invested. It's the end of the financial year here in Perth. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to get myself a cam link. Going to take Sheikh Muhammad's advice, cam link it up.
That thing I talked about last time?
Yeah, that thing we mentioned. I ordered some lights coming in from China. Let's see how they go. Yeah, inshallah. So we'll see how that goes.
I think everybody still wants to talk about the food stuff.
Let's do it, man.
So Aisha's asking, what about camel burgers in Medina? And the other Aisha's asking, have you tried Ethiopian dishes?
So I've never had camel burgers in Medina, but I've had mathlutha, which is the 3 meat dishes. So there's a hangout joint. I know Sheikh Muhammad's a big fan as well, mashallah. All the Medina students and everybody kind of goes there for their meal, where you get, you know, there's 2 or 3 different kind of rice, but there are 3 or 4 different kind of meats. So you get the camel, which is hashi. You get chicken, you get goat, you can get lamb. There's not as much, beef, but those 4, the 3 dishes is amazing, mashallah. So yeah, that's the go-to place in Medina when it comes to that kind of food.
I've got a Medina food story to share.
I'd love to hear it.
I have a favorite restaurant in Medina. And Al-Waha, as you know about Al-Waha, I must have spoken about it.
Yeah, of course.
So all the guys would hate on me for going to this Al-Waha, but I've known Al-Waha. Al-Waha is basically a chicken and burger place in Medina. And I've known it since I was a student back there, 20 years. And when I took the guys to this Waha and they were hating on it, subhanAllah, the cashier was such a religious man, mashallah, tabarakallah, that, you know, one of the brothers went up and asked him, where can he get dessert? And he told him, go next door. And he went with the brother to make sure that he got like the best price, the cashier. And then when he helped him, he actually got it for him for free, I think, or something like that. And on his way back, the cashier guy was telling one of the guys in my group, you know what, when you come into this world, everybody is happy and you're crying. And he said, and when you leave this world, everybody's going to be crying. He said, make sure that that's the happiest day of your life.
SubhanAllah.
And I'm like, this is a chicken restaurant in Medina.
You ruined it for me.
And this is how they talk. I'm like, how awesome is this restaurant? What kind of a cashier is that?
Can you wait for my dessert to finish? No,
so, yeah.
Yeah, subhanAllah, man. Medina's got something else over there, subhanAllah.
So what are you thinking about Hajj is going to be? Is it going to be locked down this year?
Well, look, when you read any advisories that countries are giving, so here in Australia, for example, the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, he actually said it in a press conference. He said, you know, it was on the day of Eid for us, and he was congratulating the Muslims for Eid. He goes, I know it's a day of celebration, and I know many of you are also sad that there won't be Hajj this year for Australians. So it was like spelt out. Yeah, and I think it was like, you know, intentional. Get them thinking that from the very beginning.
And you were like,
And
excuse me?
yeah, astaghfirullah, thanks for the fatwa, brother. That kind of thing. But yeah, so that kind of, but I think most people kind of understand. I think, subhanAllah, may Allah grant them ease and protection in the Haramain. I think it's something like 5,000 or 6,000 cases a day that are being, discovered. So it is something that is kind of scary. Personally, for myself, I won't be able to attend. Even if it was open, I don't think I would attend. Because my community here and my students and my school, I would rather invest my time with them than have to, be away from them and then away for 14, 15 days afterwards. It would just be, to me, it wouldn't be acceptable.
So, I think they are going to do Hajj. It's just going to be a smaller number.
Yeah, I think it'll be internal. Certainly, it'll be internal. Yeah. I think it will be incredible to witness, though. I think it'll remind you back of the days of, previous life. But considering that the Prophet ﷺ's Hajj is estimated no less than 80,000 up to 100,000, I don't think that there would have been many Hajj year after year that didn't have the aim of at least, having similar numbers. I know there were moments in history with war and the Qaramita and all these kind of things that occurred, but it is something that I think it's a sign of the times as well, subhanAllah.
Yeah. There's some people saying that they want to go to Al-Waha in Medina next time they go. So I have some sad news, you guys.
Yeah.
Al-Waha is closed.
Yeah.
Al-Waha closed all its shops after like 25 years or something like that. And I went back to Medina and it was closed. And I said to myself, I'm not sad that it was closed. I'm just sad that I didn't get invited to the farewell dinner because I wanted to say thank you to all these people who fed us as students over the years and stuff like that. So yes, Al-Waha is closed. Maybe it's making a comeback.
From what I remember, I think it was a rebranding as well. Like they might have done something a little bit different. But certainly the family, I think that was operating it. They gave up interest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's our joint in Mecca, Chef? Are we going to release the kibda and fool and
stories?
Is that going to come out? So if you haven't done Hajj with Chef Muhammad, may Allah return us all. One of the highlights of the Hajj is the undercover food discovery channel that Chef Muhammad kind of runs among
I don't know any places,
newbies to the Mecca scene. Where can you find that little kiosk that has the most incredible Michelin star food? Or kibda sandwich, what is it? Liver sandwich?
Yeah, that's not me, man. I don't know those places. I just go to like Tazich or something or KFC.
Come on, man! Roaming around in that in our brother's Toyota. What was that Toyota? It was that yellow one. Remember?
Yes. Actually, so I know those places, but that's not my. They knew about those places.
Okay. Yeah.
When I go, I'm like, look, we need to do this.
Well, that place that we stayed in Mecca, remember, right next to that Turkish brother? That was next level, man. That food was, mashallah.
Yeah. So anybody got questions, things you want to talk about that are kind of chill, relax, not some serious questions? We ain't got time for serious. Just kidding.
Are you ordering any food in?
Yeah.
Do you do Uber Eats and all that kind of thing, or is it?
I'm not a fan of Uber Eats. I don't like them. I do anybody. I've actually deleted the app, to be honest. I don't like Uber Eats whatsoever.
So like menu log or other things, or?
One time I complained to Uber Eats about they forgot something, and then I'm like, look, you know what? You didn't do this. It was something for like $2. and then they responded to me with a template which is like, I know your French fries mean a lot to you. Well, no, they don't. No, they don't mean a lot to me, Mr. Template.
That's gold, man.
And then I was like, it's my time that means a lot to me, and you need to resolve this now. And then
that's some customer service right there.
So the lesson is be careful of templates that don't show the human side.
There's a brother who sent me this, speaking of Uber, he sent this kind of photo, and it said something like Uber is the biggest passenger transport service globally, but it doesn't own any cars and real estate. What are your thoughts on that, Jeff?
Yeah, so my thought on that is what I really love is that's like creative solutions. You know what I mean? Like people that say something along the lines of, oh, I can't start a business because I don't have cars for my fleet, or I can't open up, a hotel because I don't have the money to order, real estate. And this is somebody that came along and says, well, how can we do this without real estate? How can we do this without? So I like that stuff.
It's always the middleman, isn't it? Like there's a middleman who's troubleshooting or connecting, or I think I think the Industrial Revolution was great, but I think it's like the middleman revolution now. Like everything is wasita between two things. Even if you think about like Netflix, like what does Netflix do? They're the middleman between, these production companies and you sitting on your phone or at home. It's
a platform.
Yeah. So I think the middleman kind of servicing industry is becoming, I think, a staple now. Previously, I think in the 80s, when I was growing up, maybe as a teenager in the 90s, I think it would have struggled for us to kind of make that attempt to call an Uber Eats kind of thing. My dad would just be like, "Yep, go, just take the car." It wasn't that convenience wasn't the thing that drove a lot of people. But today it's just $5 like that. Why should I get up, get dressed, go down?
Or even why would you make the meal?
Yeah.
Why would you make the meal if it's going to be a ready meal in 15 minutes and it's all there?
Absolutely. And then when you add on the coupons and other things, like I was, I don't know if you guys have there's something in Australia called Groupon. And I bought this thing and until now, Sheikh, I'm a bit like, it's actually quite incredible, the kind of deal that, let me find it. So my purchases, here it is. So at the coffee club, I have 2 breakfasts for eggs, tomatoes on your choice of toast, and a large coffee. 2 of them.
Okay.
For $8. The normal price is $21.
For one.
For 2 people, it'll be 20 something dollars. So for both, it's $8. I thought that's incredible. So you put that together with like a menu log and they deliver it out, and it's like breakfast in bed in 2020. It's like, if I was to get avocado and specialty toast and egg and coffee, it's going to cost me more than getting it delivered all the way to my home.
But I've found that, I've gotten to the point where home cooked food is like the best.
Absolutely.
Like after eating all of the, traveling and doing this and whatnot, I'm like, look, if I travel somewhere and there's a brother in the city, I'm like, look, can you tell your mom to make us some food and I'll come over? Like that for me would be like unforgettable. But if we went to some restaurant, it's like whatever.
Yeah. No, I'm a home cookie kind of guy. I made tacos for the kids today, mashallah. We came home a bit early for my wife. She's back working, Sheikh. Remember how I told you, man? I told you last week.
Yes.
I told you I was going to miss it, bro.
Now you're missing it.
Back in the office a little bit, and I'm making tacos for the kids on a Friday night.
SubhanAllah.
it's beautiful, alhamdulillah.
Somebody asked a question. Here's Farzana's question. What do you guys do for fun and relaxation? That's the kind of question we like on Shutta wa
I
Kammoon.
like that. I like that. I'll let you begin first, Sheikh.
No, you gotta start. Your thoughts.
So I love doing this. Like, I like to chat with people who I enjoy actual conversation with. I'm a conversationalist. It's difficult with Sheikh Mohammed, but that's okay. Because he's not always a conversationalist. But I bring out the best in him, mashallah. Mashallah. No, I actually love, so there's different things for different occasions. I kind of enjoy my own time as well. Like, I like to listen to things while reading. And I don't know if it's a good habit or a bad habit, but I'll enjoy listening to a lecture or something, or listening to something on my headphones while reading something else. And it's a bit weird, but it kind of gives me a zone of like I kind of zone out. And I don't know if that matches other people's kind of styles. So I enjoy actually reading quite a bit. I hate the fact that I'm beginning to read a lot more on a tablet or on my phone, but it's just so much easier. And I know blue light, and it's terrible, and it's going to make you sleep, whatever. But I do enjoy reading a lot before I go to sleep, and about many different things, just like Sheikh Mohammed. We just watched, the kids and I, watched with my wife and kids, we watched The Italian Job, which is like, what?
From back in the day.
Back 80s and 90s movies, man. And it's got a little bit of questionable stuff, but you fast forward, and but that was a really nice kind of evening. It ended like 8 minutes before we got online here, Chef. So I was like, get in bed, kids.
Hurry up.
Sheikh Mohammed.
And 100% they're not sleeping, right?
So I see the cats running around, man. And subhanAllah, Sheikh, my wife, she's turned the house into a cat haven. Like, we had 2 cats, and we got 4, bro.
Yeah, I heard them in the background.
Can you hear them scurrying around?
Yeah, they're
right?
like,
Yeah. And there's little kittens, man. And one of them is called Rocky. The other's called Prada. And then we got Olaf and Simon.
Yes, Olaf.
Gil, ta'ali.
They don't come when you call them.
She's still learning our language. She knows the language of food, though. So they're these British short hair, blue. And the reason they're short hair is my wife, she's taken pity on me. I'm allergic to them. Like, I don't touch them. But they're the ones that are as most hypoallergic as you can. So I kind of enjoy. I'm really a stay-at-home kind of family guy. I'm not the guy that's going to go out with friends or, that kind of thing. If people want, I'd rather people come and visit us and I cook for them. So I love cooking, especially Egyptian kind of food that my grandma taught me, my mom taught me. So I make like a mean thing. One of the things that I do for my teachers at the school is, and I'm actually cooking for them, not this coming Friday, but the Friday after, is like I'll make, end of term extravaganza kind of thing for my department.
Like what?
So
what
macaroni.
Yeah. The cliches.
Well, that's like Thailand as well. So macaroni, which is like a bechamel kind of Egyptian style. Just about anything really, anything Egyptian, Sheikh. So when I first moved to Australia, I wasn't married yet, so my place was like the hangout joint for all the Egyptians, young and old. Married or unmarried,
and their dads and the granddads.
Dads, and it would be like dad, brother, uncles, grandson. They're all at my house Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they would like put in menu requests. So I was known as the best kushari outside of Egypt, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. So I enjoy cooking. My forte is Egyptian food. It's what my grandma. I used to love watching her, helping her. Yeah. Get me butter. It's all about the butter, people. You got to churn your own butter. If you check my fridge here, my mother-in-law, mashallah, she stacked us with our own butter, like hand churned.
Like the frog.
Churned.
Like the frog, not rats. Frog.
Notice how I told it first by 2 mice fell, and then it escalated. Escalated to rats. So yeah, I enjoy doing that. I really do want to get into a little bit more exercise and physical activity. I haven't, given that as much as I wanted to do. I kind of mentioned that a little while ago, so I do want to get back into that. But those are really some of the hallmarks, just chilling and, doing a little bit of what you see here. This is more us than the other stuff, isn't it, Sheikh?
More us, meaning like when we're doing lectures?
Yeah, this is just like at home. This is like how we are with our brothers-in-law and, mothers and,
chilling.
Yeah.
For me, one of the sad parts of the lockdown was my fun and relaxation thing that I do is obviously drive to a chai place, get like a chai, and then listen to a superhero book like Spider-Man, a Spider-Man novel, while I'm drinking this chai. And because of the lockdown, obviously wasn't able to go out, and so I found a chai that was instant, one of those packets, and it has everything in it, and then drop it, and subhanAllah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's actually maybe even better than the ones outside.
Wow.
And now I'm confused.
Do I need to go out now?
I'm like those people who realize, hey, we can work from home.
But you kind of broke my heart, bro, when you told me you stopped on the cardamom biscuit thing, man. Yeah. That was a bit heartbreaking. Like, I used to look forward to whenever I would travel, I would always bother Sheikh Mohammed for like 4 hours. The transit time from I'd travel Perth, and then I'd have a little bit of a transit. Sheikh, where are you, man? And it was beautiful, man. Just have a little bit of tea, a little bit of that cardamom biscuit. It'd be nice.
Lubna wants to know about your weight loss journey. It's so boring, though. It's so boring, Lubna. Who cares? But it's okay. Go ahead.
So the key to that, here's what I'll say. It's not about how. A lot of people, they make that wrong. They make that
mistake
when they say how. It's not about the how. It's about why. So once anybody gets to a point where they say, this is why I need to do this, then it becomes whether you're going to exercise it, not eat, clinics, surgical, all those kind of things become options that a person kind of sift through. So the question isn't how, it's why am I going to do it? And once you get to that place of why, then it just becomes, okay, what's the best thing for my particular financial perspective, long-term, current medical conditions, all of those different kind of things, lifestyle, that kind of thing. Like I tried, for example, early on okay, I'm going to walk to the masjid. And then like brothers would pull over, Salaam alaikum, Sheikh, get in. I was like, no, I'm just walking. No, Sheikh, wallahi, you're getting in. I was like, bro, you want to do it. You want to exercise it, but you have to find different things that are going to work for you. So everyone has their own kind of path towards that.
What made me, what I really liked about your journey was the swimming. So we had a sister that yesterday in our post-Ramadan 5-day challenge who has 7 children, but she took Dreamwalker and a course with me, and she was able to go back to swimming, even though she had 7 children. And also what got me thinking is that for everybody who says, oh, I've got knee problems, I can't exercise, or I can't, like, swimming just takes away all the excuses.
Yeah, so absolutely. As I said, it's all about why. Why do you want to do it? And once the why is something that's important to you, and everybody's going to have a different why. It could be your family, your children. It could be, you're on a cusp. Like for myself, I remember my friend Dr. Hamza, who's like my clinician, my doctor. He goes, "Listen, Yahya, every year you come, you do this physical, and I'm just waiting to be able to say, look at this test result, look at this blood, look at this, sample." But subhanallah, Yahya, you're just getting to, I was getting close to 40, you're getting close to 40, and you don't have any of that. You don't have bad knees, you don't have a bad back, you don't have Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, diabetes, you don't have high cholesterol. But if you're waiting for that to happen before you make it, then it's not gonna end well, because it's all gonna hit you at one go. So it was like kind of a wake. He goes, "No, this is it. I can't keep waiting for something bad to use it as an evidence, because it hasn't happened yet, but it's coming." So those kind of things were really important in helping kind of make a decision about why I want to do things a little bit better. I also had a lot of help, subhanAllah, Sheikh Naveed, he lives all the way there, but he was on this incredible journey as well. Abu Isa, Sheikh Walid. So it was almost like, we all got up to a certain place in our life where we said, this needs to, kind of happen. So alhamdulillah.
I think one of the, something that I was thinking about these past days is when a person says, "This is who I am." And in actuality, it's not who they are. It's just that they don't know what to do. And they try to relieve the stress of not knowing what to do or things aren't working. So they just say, well, maybe this is who I am. They try to embrace it as an identity. And I'll be like, no, don't take on the identity to relieve the, kind of like the pain. Just, you need a better strategy. And maybe 9 things didn't work in the past. Try the 10th thing, try the 11th thing, and get a better system on how it's done.
Absolutely, yeah. I think when it comes to, once you discover why you want to do it, then everything's on the table. And then it's about sifting through information, finding other people who have had successes, finding other people who haven't, and then learning from the good, trial and error. But it will always come back to consistency, that it's something that I want to do and I'm not going to give up on it. It's something I'm going to leave this world trying. Like I'm not just going to accept it. So
I think, the other problem I think is that when we do tests, the test to see if it's really going to work or not takes about 8 months. Yeah. It's going to be a lot. And that's why people kind of give up, because you have to wait like 8 months before you realize, hey, I need to try something else. So like for a real test to go down properly.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, we just, subhanAllah, when I first started losing weight, I was actually putting on weight. And I was like gaining it. And I was like,
what's going on?
Why is it not working? But you just have to trust the method. And for some people, you have help. For other people, just sheer will and determination. But there will always be moments where you fall off. You got to pick yourself up, get back on, and and continue moving forward.
وهكذا.
Sheikh, did I lose you again?
It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like you're talking in my ear. Giant. There you are.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gone. It's just me now. It's so quiet without the sheikh. Hey, he's back. Ya ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome back. He's gone. He's back. He's gone. Anybody got any final questions? Last 4 minutes. What do I do for fun and relaxation? I read books. But I have books for fun and I have books for, intellectual stimulation. Hey, Sheikh, I wanted to ask you, are you there?
Hmm.
I guess not. Okay, bye. So Aisha says, do you wear kameez at home? I hardly see you wearing one. No, I don't believe in kameez. Faziha wants to know, have you ever been to any Caribbean islands? Faziha, I haven't. I think Sheikh Yahya has. Crimean Aisha says, what's your favorite book from childhood? From childhood? I used to not watch movies when I was a little kid. My parents didn't take me to see movies. So I used to read movie books. So Back to the Future 2, 1. And I forgot that I never actually saw the movie. Even Return of the Jedi, I never saw it. I actually read the books. And I forgot that I didn't see it. So sometimes when I see like the old classics, then I'll be like, hey, I never actually saw this. I just know the story because I read it. Are you back, Sheikh?
Oh, actually, I used to read. I used to love reading. I used to make it a challenge that I'd read the book before I'd see the movie. So even like the Jason Bourne series, you've seen the Bourne Supremacy and all those kind of movies. Those were all ones that I read before actually watching. And John Grisham, all the the law and mystery kind of movies.
All right, looks like Sheikh's not coming back. Doing more in less time. All right, Sheikh, last 2 minutes. Any final words? All right, forget it. Let's block the Sheikh from tuning in now. Let's not get him back in. Fazia says, what would you guys advise to get kids interested in reading, especially boys? I would tell you that let them read whatever they want to read. It's not that people don't like reading, it's just they haven't found the book that interests them. So that's what I'd recommend for that. All right, Sheikh, if you're still there, we got 1 more minute. Before you become invisible on us again.
I don't know what it is, Sheikh. I think it's a streaming software.
Yeah,
it kind of gives up on us.
I think so. It's in beta. It says, this thing is in beta.
Okay. Well, alhamdulillah, it's pulled through, man. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So, look, the final thing I wanted to say was I'm loving this, mashallah, and I hope, inshallah, we can do this every week. And I know we'll never lose stuff, we'll never run out of stuff to talk about. But, if you're watching on my Facebook or Sheikh Mohammed's Facebook, do put in some of the topics and some of the things that you do want us to cover. Keep it Shutta and Kammoon legit kind of vibe. And inshallah, we'll try to get to it.
Inshallah. All right, Sheikh, take care. Take care. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Bye. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.